Before we consider the dramatic rise of electric car production and the far-reaching consequences of this change in auto production, let's review the 1970s to 1990s and the changes in the level of auto manufacturing in the wider world, and this particularly as British Leyland suffered its slide into oblivion. When OPEC twice forced the price of oil up in the 1970s, the world auto industry was hit hard, creating the urgent need for more efficient engines, especially in America, causing the ditching of the gas guzzlers of the past, and enabling the emergence of a new automobile superpower, Japan, which immediately created a threat to the leading European manufacturers, which were West Germany, France, Italy and Britain. This was the dominant theme of the 1970s, creating Toyota and Nissan as major marques among the world's auto manufacturers. In the decade to 1980, world production had risen dramatically, but also reflected the fuel crisis caused by OPEC. Japan now led the world, producing 11 million cars and trucks compared with 9.3 million in the USA and Canada. That year, European production was 3.38 million in West Germany, 3.37 million in France, 1.61 million in Italy, and 1.3 million in the UK, plus new levels of vehicle production elsewhere, including 2.2 million in the USSR, plus higher production in Brazil and Spain, but no statistics for China in that year of 1980. Move on 20 years to 2000. China was rapidly emerging as the automobile manufacturing powerhouse, ultimately overtaking Japan, North America and Europe to become the biggest auto manufacturer in the world. By 2010, however, Tesla was leading the way in highly automated electric car production, despite minimal improvements in battery efficiency, as the world auto industry faced up to climate change and pollution issues. Gas emission levels became a hot issue across the world, some more despite reliable old king coal. Petrol, diesel, electric power up to 2030 is the new equation to solve. We have already seen how the British motor industry thrived immediately after World War II, ranking second in the world in production, led by BMC, behind the mighty manufacturing power of GM, Ford and Chrysler in the US. Slowly but surely, Germany, then France, and finally Italy production had outstripped British production by the end of the 1970s, when BMC had become British Leyland. The next decade was even more difficult for BL, first under the guiding hand of Donald Stokes, and then Michael Edwards in the turbulent Thatcher era, steadily losing market share in a series of unsuccessful mergers, culminating in the fateful link-up with BMW and the desperate attempts by the Gang of Four to revive the company's fortunes. End.